First to our top story this afternoon, and the government's proposal to set up a new legal body to oversee suicide prevention in veterans looks set to go through with bipartisan support. Live to political editor Andrew Clennell. Andrew, good afternoon. Could this body be established before the election?
It could be, Holly. That's good news for veterans in the wake of this Royal Commission report. It seemed a little late in the year that the government released its response to this in order to get the body in place before the election. But Anthony Albanese announcing yesterday a Defence and Veteran Service Commission to oversee and try to prevent suicides of veterans. And the indications from the opposition are they will support it. And the indications from the Minister, Matt Keogh, this morning is when Parliament resumes, as we all expect in February, no matter when the election is held, this legislation will be one of the first cabs off the rank. So there you go. Veterans advocates perhaps concerned it would have to wait until an election. My information today is that it will not. Here was the Prime Minister with his announcement yesterday.
My government will establish a new Defence and Veterans Services Commission to undertake the most comprehensive reform to the culture, systems and processes across Defence, the ADF and the Department of Veterans Affairs to prevent suicide and improve the mental health and well-being of service personnel and veterans. This Defence and Veterans Service Commission will make a real difference.
And here's the all-important nod from the opposition when it comes to getting this proposal through the Senate, perhaps in February next year.
I think it comes down to political leadership, and it's up to the Albanese government to demonstrate they can lead. So far, I think they've failed to lead the Defence Force well, which is why we want to see an election, because we think we're better placed under Peter Dutton to lead the Australian Defence Force and the veteran community. We do welcome the independent statutory body to deliver the recommendations that the Royal Commission has put down. We want to see this done quickly. We do want to work with the government on a bipartisan basis to deliver for our defence and veteran community.
Now, the next question for veterans advocates, which they think is all important in this, is who heads the body? As it was put to me by one source, hopefully not a Canberra bureaucrat. They want someone like Bernadette Boss, who was an interim Royal Commissioner on this, perhaps Peter Singleton, who was a counsel assisting the Commission, or in the case of Heston Russell and Julianne Finney this morning on Sky News, they're even suggesting Nick Caldis, the Royal Commissioner himself, is the person who should head the body. It's one thing to set up the body. Who leads it, advocates are seeing as integral to its success in protecting our veterans.
Veterans are saying to me they'd like to see Nick Caldis, who was one of the commissioners, take up that body. But certainly there needs to be consultations from the lived experience, that is the veterans who have been harmed, families who have been harmed, to decide on who that should be and how that should work.
I'd love to throw some names, but I think instead what needs to happen is a deliberate and transparent process on how we select these people. So, for example, I'd love to see people like Nick Caldis, who was the chair of the Royal Commission. I just want to help see through this Royal Commission. I'd volunteer to be part of this.